up, Twitch? It's your boy PU2 coming at you on a Tuesday night for some D&D. We are excited to have the I Built a Sandcastle crew back after so long. They're all here, and we are very excited to get into it. We've just had fun catching up over the break, so it's been kind of a goofy, kind of a greasy time. So we'll see how that goes into the gameplay, because we're feeling kind of corny and just goofy, honestly. So we'll see how that kind of transition. But I'm excited to see these guys. It's been a long time since we've played anything. So, gentlemen, how are we? We got Alex, Climate Changer, Leadbet, PS Zombie, all on the stream.
Good. What up?
What up?
Doing good.
Good deal. Let's see. Let's kind of get some conversation going. I felt like just halfway through us talking before we went live of just unmuting, because I feel like it was all quality conversation. But let's start by just rehashing people's Labor Day weekend and how that went. So we'll start with PS Zombie, because I know his weekend was pretty fun, so you can share that.
Yeah, so I went to Dragon Con all weekend in Atlanta. So lots of folks dressed up. We got no rain. It was beautiful weather. Mm-hmm. It was like under 80 the whole time. It was crazy. It was so nice. But yeah, just like lots of seeing people in costumes. Not a lot of going to panels because I didn't feel like waiting in line. So I just played board games with randos and drank a lot. I mean, not too much to it. Just had a great time.
Again.
And then you came back
and
good
had board games?
Steaks.
Very, very tired now. I did. I had steaks yesterday. It was great.
So
you had steak?
I feel like we're a little rusty.
I just slept all day today, I guess.
He did. We grilled out at the house. He got some of that. It was good. I'm not good at grilling steak. I feel like I've perfected burgers.
It was good.
But my steak game's kind of weak. So the steaks weren't so high.
I liked it.
But
we also grilled okra, which was very good.
It was good.
It's all right. You know, sometimes you gotta cook a steak to eat a. Nope, I don't know. That's not a saying.
I was riding with it. I was like, yes.
Make a grill.
I agree. I was committing to it before you even finished it.
You want to cook a steak, you gotta break.
Gotta break some steaks before you cook some eggs.
Gotta break some cows. I don't know.
Cow eggs.
Is that how that works?
Oh no!
Oh no! I feel bad for the cow now.
Misinformed.
It's a very complicated process.
Look into the meat industry. I mean,
they're hiding it all.
Don't. Not if you wanna.
Actually, if you look at milk under a microscope, it's actually tiny, like millions of tiny little cow eggs. That's how that works.
Yep.
Wow.
That's
not what I thought you were going to say.
That's just milk. That's just science.
I already hated milk.
I think
science.
I'm not gonna say that joke.
I think you should lean into it.
No.
I will always be that devil on your shoulder.
Yeah, inquiring minds want to know.
Well, tell us about your weekend then, Climate. We'll switch topics. I'll put the pressure off you. I'm a generous host.
A re-energizing, a rehabilitating, I'm trying to think of another word.
Re-entry?
Well, I've already said that one. Anyway, it was a good weekend. I was slightly disappointed because my computer did not arrive, but I played Xenonauts 2 all weekend, and did a little stuff around the yard. It was great. Just glad I wasn't having to work. Yeah.
That's good.
Got 166 emails on Labor Day.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, come on, people.
That's what we like to see.
Working on Labor Day.
Take a break, you know?
Yeah.
Go cook you a steak.
Yeah, I need to
Go overcook a steak.
crack some cows and make some steaks.
Absolutely.
If you're not going to take a break, don't make it my problem.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, that's really the thing.
Did you say cow legs? I love Craig's cow legs.
Cow legs.
I think that's just like a big giant piece of beef, right?
I mean, it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The meme game.
So I gotta
has
play the
started.
cow legs. Uh-oh.
Cool. Ledbet,
Yeah.
what'd you do this weekend?
I just did some. I was trying to come up with a funny joke, but I didn't.
He became a chicken wing.
I became a chicken wing. I'm covered from head to toe in hot wing sauce. Yeah, it'll come. Like the joke will come. I went to Dragon Con Friday.
Oh, nice.
PS Zombie, sorry I didn't see you there.
That's all right. You were probably lost amongst the other 70,000 folks. That were there.
I was. I also enjoyed the people watching and the costume seeing. I think a highlight for me was R2D2 dressed as Alan from the Barbie movie.
Oh, cool.
Did you get to see that R2D2?
I don't think I saw
it was very
that
funny.
person.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
It was like an actual R2D2.
Did either one of you... try that again. Did either one of you see somebody dressed as Skeletor?
No, I didn't, but that sounds cool.
That's cool.
That could be a really big question, because you'd be like, there are 100 people there that were dressed that way.
I'm not remembering any.
One of my really good friends was there this weekend and had this really amazing costume, so I was just curious. But apparently everyone I know was there this weekend. I should have gone to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Also, you just never know. There's just so many people. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
For real. Words, Jeremy. What was I saying? Oh, but I did leave early because Friday I got plenty in. You know what I'm saying? I saw all the people. I drank a drink and sobered up and took my happy ass home. And slept. I woke up. I didn't even drink that much, and I woke up fully hungover. And I was like, cool, good. Nice. I love being 34 now. This is good. But it was a joy. I had a great time. I've been working on a few videos for my YouTube channel. One's coming out in October.
Plug that channel real quick, Ledbet.
Games Observatory. Go watch it. I have the best game design content on YouTube. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true. But it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. And I think it's, I feel like it's worth watching if you want to watch it. So go for it.
There you go.
Oh, and the reason why I'm so greasy today is because I worked out before we got on this video. So
Nice.
if I look extra shiny to your audience, it's because I am fully sweated out.
Getting swole.
The reason I look so greasy today.
Yeah. If you need a 4D experience, just go into your laundry room and just huff one of your hampers, and you'll know exactly what I smell like.
There you go. What a lovely visual image for our viewers. That's great.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's great.
I think I really am going to log off now.
Have y'all missed me? And when did that stop? Just after I said that, or?
Well, it's not been too long ago. What was it, July? Yeah, it was the end of July. Me and PS Zombie got to see Ledbet. And the takeaway from that was we rolled out a game and we just looked at it and said, this is too complicated, and backed it back up. We were just like, let's play a game. And then we unboxed this new game I had and we just looked at it and we're like, this is too complicated. We just started backing it up.
Yeah, no, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
But we did play we played a really fun, was it
Villainous.
Sci-fi.
Star Wars Villainous.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Check it out, folks. It's a very fun game.
It was fun. I got to play as Kylo Ren.
You did.
And lean into the dark side. And I almost won. It was my house, so house rules, I won.
Yeah. We got to see the where the magic happens for the channel. So it's got a very cool setup, folks. So check out his channel.
The cry for help, that is my apartment.
It was impressive. I was impressed. I was like, are we in Hollywood right now? I couldn't. It felt like a real studio.
Thank you.
So that was Ledbet's weekend. Alex, what did you do this weekend, buddy?
Yeah, I A lot of people that I knew were out of town. I'm now understanding why or where they were. One of my good friends came in from Virginia, and we hung out this weekend, and then took a trip over to Eastern Tennessee on Sunday and did some caving, which was super fun. I hadn't done that in years, so it was good to get out and do that. But I also realized in that moment that I am 34 and am feeling every bit of that, because we walked in, we did this really cool trip, had this great time, and we're feeling super confident about ourselves. And like, yeah, we're adventurous, we still got it. And then we were passed by no fewer than 7 small children. So it was as much a humbling experience as it was super fun. And otherwise just kind of hung out and did some cooking out and stuff. So it was nice.
Nice.
That's awesome. Oh, we got a picture of...
Oh, wow, there he is.
Isn't that awesome?
Is.
My favorite detail is his horse patch is actually one of the Boston Dynamics, like, robot dogs.
Oh,
That's
man.
so
And
cool.
I'm like, well played.
The
What thought?
Discord
What's
stream, folks, is the PU2 Discord, which link for that is on our Twitch page. Check it out, and you
Also,
will see what
You
Led was
should
talking
have said
about.
hi. That was me in the blue behind him right there.
Is that you? Is that you?
It is. It's
I
fully
know.
me.
Definitely. Yeah.
JK. It's not really. It was someone else.
I was like, what are the odds?
I believed you. I thought you were the boots.
Those are pretty cool boots.
Those are cool boots. They're made for
Looks like a
walking.
Mando, maybe. There were a lot of Mandalorians of various kinds. I do think Barbie was the costume of the season, though.
It was the theme of
Lots
it was the
of
theme of the
Barbies,
con.
lots of Kens.
Lots of crossplay, like
Lots of
Barbies
Allens.
plus another fandom.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
many, many, many.
Lots of I'm Knuff shirts, which I think is very funny.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I need to get one of those. It's a good time.
Yeah. Well, I had a very intense work week, so Labor Day could not have come at a better time. We had to pull off a work event, our student graduation, so it was a mess, and we pulled it off. A lot of good praise, lots of long hours though to get it rolling and all this stuff. So that was put in the rear views. So I was kind of celebrating that. Was able to get the day off Friday and then had Monday off. So I had a long weekend, so it was really nice. I just played a lot of Tears of the Kingdom. The kids were pretty well behaved. The wife let me sleep in, so I had a really good weekend as far as just it was chill. And we had steaks on yesterday, and then got to watch the NASCAR race on Sunday night, so that was good. And then I got some tickets settled for going to Dega the end of this weekend. So we're going to Dega, Talladega Speedway. Me, Alex, and Peter Zombie. That's where it is.
Nice.
So it's a funny,
awesome.
it's a funny story at work. So I was going to share this before stream, but I was like, no, I gotta say this after. So I don't know why, but I'm sitting at work and I'll get random calls from vendors and try to sell you stuff, all this stuff. But one call was from Talladega Speedway, and I was like, that's weird because I showed up on caller ID. So I picked up the thing, and they were like, hey, this is so-and-so from NASCAR. And for some reason, my mind immediately went, is this the call? Are you putting me in? What number am I running? I was like so awesome. Convinced for like 5 seconds that this was the call. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I'm willing to race anything, man. At Ford, Chevy, just put me in it. Let's go. But no, it was just selling.
Just zipping up your jumpsuit,
yeah, I'm like, all right. So I had not done any professional racing whatsoever, but just wanted to, for a brief moment, think that was the call that put me in a cup car. But it was not. He was telling us about his college night, so we got college tickets, which is pretty awesome. So we're going to be doing that at the end of the month, so I'm kind of counting down the days.
That is awesome.
I blew up Alex's voicemail with a countdown earlier, of which he's not responded to.
It was
wow.
It was much appreciated. Okay, you know what? I'm going to call you right now.
No, we're live. It's too late. It's too late.
Nope, it is never too late.
Oh, no, he's actually calling. Wow. Do I put you on the mic so that it's like an echo?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, what kind of feedback would that be?
Oh, but you hung up. No, I'm calling
Let's
you
do
back.
No, I'm here.
24 days.
I'm here.
24 days. 24 like Jeff Gordon was the joke, folks. For all the NASCAR fans out there.
You said that rainbow car DuPont thing?
That's what it was. It was multicolored.
You're a little pejorative about my man.
That's right.
I like Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, he was all right. He's no Dale.
He was great.
Speaking of, shout out to last Dragon Con with PS Zombie got me this. So.
That's right.
That's right. 3 for Dale. Let's get into some D&D, guys. It's been so long. We'll get into some D&D. So I've already been asked once for a recap, so I'm going to have to do a recap for my own purposes as well as everybody on the stream because it has been a minute. Just quick plugs, though. Remember, it is September on Twitch. You can sub this channel as well. If you have Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription through that once a month that you can throw towards your favorite streamer. Throw it our way. We could appreciate it. I have kids. Feed my family. So send that our way. Send follows. Send likes. We'll take them. We'll take comments, too. You can find us on any of the social medias. We also have a Discord page. That's a link is on our Twitch page, and a merch store. That link for that is also on our Twitch page, as well as a Patreon. So check all those things out. We've recently restarted Unbeaten Path, which is PS Zombies creation. We ran a little bit of that last week, so that was fun. So check out YouTube and here on Twitch for that most recent video of D&D. Okay, so to recap, let me get my music going. Get a little background music. And go. Okay. Welcome to IBSTPSNIC. I built a sandcastle this past summer, and now it's a campaign. We are inside the land of Sandtopia, a giant kingdom in the middle of a multi-landscaped canvas of forest, desert, swamp, and a collection of various different landscapes into one. There is a cryptic prophecy that grips this kingdom of 6 kings till kingdom's end, which means on the reigning 6th monarch, the kingdom will supposedly fall. We are currently on our 6th monarch, King Rose. This team of, I guess you could call it a team, of Gerbil and the Warriors 3 have collected and mainly Gerbil, have band together to assist the king and the kingdom during this time. They set out to investigate various apocalyptic signs and events and brought back to the kingdom to benefit the kingdom and put their minds at ease. But it has only furthered this cataclysm of the apocalyptic vibes. Most recently, the team was commissioned to go into the desert to look for a thief that was stealing the kingdom's nutrition. There was a magical seed that the kingdom would use for crops. So the group went, investigated, brought that back, but brought back a couple of dead troops. So they got themselves in a little bit of a messy situation and got themselves arrested. And now they're in the castle jail house awaiting trial. And that's where we are now. So, just to recap, you guys did go out into the desert. You remember you met the Sun Devil and talked to him. Luca loved his vibes. And you guys kind of were entertained there. You left there. You came back to the kingdom. But you didn't really investigate the bodies you were carrying with you. When you arrived at the Sun Devil's place, he had two people were murdered on his carpet. And he accused them as being the ones that had the plans for this kind of magical crop that kind of helps the kingdom with its food supply. Well, you guys collected up those bodies and the missing blueprint plans and headed to Santopia, not once looking at the body, just gun-ho all the way. So then you show up to Santopia at the doors of the city, and the captain of the guard, Captain Drake, the half-orc, immediately got enraged when he saw that his top lieutenant had been murdered. And you guys didn't have a good reason or excuse, and so he put you into prison. And so that is where you are now. You're in the jailhouse there in the north wall of the kingdom. The exterior of the jailhouse is the castle wall, so you're sort of in the basement of the kingdom, below ground level. And you've kind of been put up and shackled up into these individual cells. So that is where you are now. Anything else that I can provide on a recap?
This magic crop, we had to go get that because the reserves got busted up in the revolt.
Correct.
Right.
So
and the revolt happened because...
Well, so as kind of an overarching theme of what all you've got, a journal of what all you have done. First, there was whispers of an invasionary force that you went and checked out. It ended up being just a shipwreck, but you came back, and because Luca messed with the king a little bit, wrote some stuff in the journal that you all recovered from the wreckage, he was convinced this was the start of an invasionary force. So the entire kingdom upped its safety protocol, went to code red yellow, as it were, and has tightened its borders. Also, you guys, after that, went down and explored underneath the kingdom in the cistern, where there was a giant rotting drake monster, worm monster that you all fought that had poisoned the water supply of the kingdom. So you fought that, you were victorious, you returned to the top of the surface, but that impacted the kingdom's water table. And much of the surrounding areas, not the inner court, which is where the high class people are, but the kind of the middle and lower class had to suffer greatly because their water supply had been leached and had toxins in it. And so that's kind of strike 2. And then strike 3 was the food supply had been ransacked. The crops that grew along the north wall had been burned. And the kind of miracle crop, the blueprints for the miracle crop had been ransacked and stolen. And so you went off through the swamp. You stopped in at the homestead of Gerbil, which was an interesting experience, as well as the homestead of... you stopped at the favorite, I guess, lunch spot. It was a lunch spot of Bagarath of the lizard folk, and headed out through the swamp to the desert. There at the desert, you met Sun Devil. You saw his kind of encampment out there in the desert. You got the plans. You took with you 2 bodies, and then you showed up to the doors of the kingdom, where the captain was not too happy that one of his top lieutenants, his right hand essentially, had been murdered. And that was Lady Astrid, who was murdered, a female high elf, and one of her compatriots. So that is kind of a quick recap. Other quick reminders are that there is a chevron system for those that serve the kingdom. Luca has made the 2 chevron ranks, which 2 chevrons means manager. The rest, I believe, Gerbil and Bagarath. No, Gerbil and Rathaga also have a chevron for a servant, level 1. You also went up into the mountains to interact with the hill folk and the mountain trolls, and you sort of cheated to get their support, but you got their support, and you got a branding. Each of you got a branding that is kind of an alliance with the hill folk, the hill giants, and the gnomes, and individuals that occupy the mountains south of the kingdom. And Gerbil also got his on his face.
Oh, I forgot.
So that is a kind of full recap of the entire campaign in about 5 minutes. So, any questions on any of that? Worst thing about prison is the mentors, folks. Being petty and punitive Santopia guards, the good people of the world surviving the apocalypse. Yeah.
The good news.
That's it.
Solid.
That's it. Okay, so let me get
that wasn't
some.
made by PS Zombie. That was made by Luca himself.
That's right.
He
Even though
invented
he's
the
like-
concept of a meme and made one.
Definitely does need to be there. Very deserved prison sentence.
It's true.
But
Yeah. Right.
how dare you? At the same time.
Also, kind of true. It seems like the bureaucracy, maybe this is just Goebbels' impression, is that the bureaucracy of Santopia is much more interested in the appearance of order as opposed to actually taking care of its constituents. Maybe we wouldn't be in the situation if they had just been doing something about it the whole time.
Oh, snap!
Climate change. They're deniers.
Deniers.
Oh.
They're high tide deniers is what they are.
That's right.
I touched that.
They're like, what are you talking about?
'cause it's
High
sand!
tide coming.
That's
it's
what's
the lowest
funny.
it's ever been.
Yeah. Wow. Well
I
played,
can
well
walk
played.
around out here.
Yeah. Next thing you're gonna tell me is that there's a whole bunch of salt in the sea.
And that I shouldn't have been drinking it this whole time.
Right.
I feel fine.
Is that a polar bear?
Yeah, right. I feel fine. I grew up drinking salt water.
Out of the water hose.
I turned out perfect.
I turned out fine.
Sure, the coral's all bleached.
Yes, my urine
That
is opaque.
happens sometimes.
Yes, it is dark brown.
That just means my kidneys are working.
Yeah. I got athlete kidneys.
I don't know
Oh,
where you asked him a
I
question
missed
yet.
this
He was
group.
screaming about his urine.
What happens when you put the team in a prison?
That's it. Start losing their
Things
minds.
get messy real fast.
Y'all have shuffled. So I'm just gonna have to shuffle back the name cards here. 1 second. I mentioned this last stream, but you guys probably don't remember. But you're sitting there in your jail cell, in your individual jail cells. I guess generally wondering what went wrong, right? And you notice that
I think we know what went wrong.
there was a commotion. There's a commotion in the ocean.
Right.
Not really. There's a commotion just outside. You guys are along the south wall. So if you're looking at the map, I kind of have your tokens about where you are actually in actuality. Right along the Great Gate, there's a guard tower. And over here to the side of it, sort of you see where the sand is a little smoothed out there. That is kind of the jailhouse. So as you know, the desert is a place where you serve your sentence if you're found guilty, as you all have sort of figured that out. But the jail cell is where you go when you're awaiting trial. You have a sentencing, you have a hearing, and all that jazz. So that's where you are now. You notice, though, as you're in there, a couple things. One, it's kind of dimly lit and dark. But you notice that there's several other cells. So, there's about 8 cells, individual cells, 4 on each side of the wall of a narrow hallway. And you 4 are all on one side, facing the exterior wall. You can kind of tell it's a little drafty, let some air in. And across from you is one occupied cell. There's a guy you can tell looks to be somewhat human, about middle age, kind of slumped over in the corner. The other cells are vacant though, but this guy is kind of slumped over. Kind of can't tell with the dim lighting his face or his features or whatnot. You are kind of looking around, and you notice that there's starting to be sort of this marching sound outside. You wonder, you kind of wonder, that's kind of weird, but the marching gets louder and louder, and it seems to be a large gathering of people. And then there's some trumpets that sound. There's some yelling that happens. There's some banging that happens. And it becomes more and more elevated. So you as the players, what I'm trying to describe to you is the formation of a riot. Okay? Your characters, however, do not know what a riot is. Santopia, I wouldn't say has been necessarily peaceful, but there hasn't been any major movements. There's not been any major protests. There hasn't been any major riots. So you really don't know what that is. So, but you, the player, can kind of, imagine the sounds and the noises that would be going on from a huge civil unrest. And that's what's happening. There's banging of what sounds like guards and scufflings, and then there's like clanging of shields and swords and yelling and panic noises all above you and behind you on that exterior wall. You kind of hear it coming from the Great Gate, which is right near your location. And then you kind of hear it off in the places throughout the kingdom. So it just sounds like a big upheaval of some kind. So something is happening out there. And some of the fighting and some of the yelling and chaos shakes rattles the kind of iron bars of the different sails, and you kind of hear clackety clackety clack. You all get alert to this. It surprises you. It gets you alert as you look and try to listen and figure out from this dimly lighted cell block what's going on. And then the figure across from you all four of you are in a row. These cell blocks are just as big for one person. So you all pretty close together, and you can all see directly across to this figure. He's wearing kind of a wizard's robe. He comes into the light, again, middle-aged, nothing too surprising, very kind of normalist features of an adult male, human male, and he just comes to the bars and kind of nods and looks at the four of you all. Do you do anything in this moment?
Does this person look like they work here, or are they like?
No. They are incarcerated as well.
Oh, they're in their own cell as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Is this the guy that was slumped over, or somebody?
Yeah, he's now gotten up, and
okay,
he has been sort of awoken by the ruckus.
We're all in our own cells, though. We're like separated by walls.
Correct. You could like hand stuff to each other though, like it's like kind of iron cages next to each other. You don't have a wall.
I really hate being caught in this prison. There's no way I could get out of here. What about you?
I mean, I'm just waiting for someone to come sing happy birthday. Like, it's the day's almost over, and no one's ever said anything, so.
That's what all that noise is out there, girl.
That's what I'm not gonna lie. Like, I perked up because I just thought, they're bringing me my birthday cake.
I think we'll dedicate ourselves to getting Gerbil a birthday cake now.
It's the new main quest. We stopped tracking the old one, whatever it was.
Whatever it was. Something about a prophecy.
New
God,
priority.
I think we can just hand him whatever we want to hand him and tell him it's cake, and he'll believe us. I don't think this is as big of a deal as we're making it.
I think that's very true.
Give him a cow egg.
Hey, hello. Happy birthday. He looks at you, Gerbil.
Thank you.
First order of business.
These people are supposedly my friends.
None
of them have said anything.
He's got
I don't even really know him.
He's kind of shocked that you all four have just have this banter, and he's like clearly visible now, and he's just like, they haven't even addressed him in the room.
Happy day. We celebrate the day
I just
you were
assume he's
born
part
on.
of the group.
Day.
Thank you.
Very well put.
I appreciate it.
Hello.
I'll say you'll excuse us, but we can't be seen fraternizing with criminals.
Yes. Well, see. Yes. Well,
We say from the inside of a jail cell.
Yeah.
Yes.
When all this is cleared up, we can't risk being associated with your kind.
Yes. Well, seems to be a little bit of a misunderstanding. My name's Gleb. I'm currently made a little shack and home outside of the edge of the dark wood. So it's good to meet you. You see, I seem to be currently held here due to just a misunderstanding. Apparently, some deem my wares as pertaining dark magic, which is apparently supposedly illegal. But it's just a little misunderstanding, and I'm sure they would hear what I have to say. But you know what? The trial is coming up, and I really kind of want to stick it to the man, and I don't want to get that sentence because I know it's just from an authoritarian perspective. They're not about rehabilitation here in Santopia, so I'm just gonna get out of here. You guys want to get out of here?
I'm fully down with that.
Oh,
And
yes. Help me.
Whatever you're selling, I'm here to buy it.
You've got a real optics problem, man. It's not a shack, okay? You've got a home, and it's
Yeah.
not dark magic. It's special magic.
He
So you just
curls a smile, like it's very curly
It's like
smile.
challenged magic.
yes,
Like
yes.
See,
And it's my birthday, so I'm
Like
treating myself. So whatever you got, I'm spending money on.
Wait, if you just have get out of jail abilities, why are you still here?
That's also a great question.
well, you see, I don't know if you noticed, but and he is correct when he says that. I should have mentioned earlier, you had guards around, but when the ruckus started, they exited. So you had a couple patrolling guards. This ruckus has started. They have now exited. I was really just needing people to leave, so I'll start doing my thing. And if you, I appreciate all of the interest in my wares. I agree. We should have more of a free market. I think we have some closed minds that run the top, and it's appreciated to meet fellow open-minders to all forms of magic. So thank you for your support. And then he starts fiddling with his jacket. He has something in his mouth he spits up, and he starts kind of concocting this little thing off to the side. You kind of can't see what it is, but you start to smell kind of this very pungent smell of something similar to acid. And he starts to burn away and corrode at some of the bars off towards the bottom of his cell. And he's like fanning it and waving and then scooting away from the smell, getting a breath, coming back and doing that. And he works at this for a minute or so as you guys watch.
Is anyone slightly concerned about that part, though?
I think that's what he's selling.
Oh.
This is what. Well, you see, here's the problem. When I was taken against my will, I might add, my whole collection was taken from me. So they will pay. But right now.
Absolutely nothing but positive vibes from this guy so far.
But right now, I really want to leave, so I'm going, and I can help you with this as soon as I get these bars. Oh, look there! And he pops it free when he's talking. Look at that! Just they don't make them as strong as they used to. And he like taps it a little bit, kind of squeezes through the hole he's made. It's he kind of is able to bore a hole just large enough for him to kind of weasel his way through. And then he kind of gets in closer. You guys notice that, again, he's pretty unassuming human male, light facial hair. Kind of smelly, though. That's probably one distinction. He seems a little disheveled, kind of smelly. Seems like a little bit of an outlander, outsider kind of a vibe to him. And then he starts going to probably the tallest person, which is probably Rathaga, right? Are you taller than Bagarath?
I think so.
Okay, so he cuts over. He says, "So, He looks at you, Rathaga, and then he looks at the other three and says, "Do you all want to come with?"
I will do anything to get away from these people. Yes, I will come with you.
Sounds good. And he starts working. You're the tallest, so I'll work on your cell. It may take a minute.
Wait. You mean the Kingdom Guards, right?
Yeah, what do you mean?
No, it was for sure the guards. I totally forgot you could hear me. Well, I was sitting in the swamp one day. I decided to go into town, and now I'm in this jail, and I met the guards. That's right. I met the guards.
So listen, person, what is your name? He looks at you as he just dipping acid on your cell.
My name is Gerbil.
Oh.
Wait, it is?
No, I am Rathaga.
Oh.
What is your name?
Gleb. It's Gleb. It's a family name.
I thought you made that up. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that's nice to meet you, Gleb. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Wait, are you Gleb? Are you Gleb of the Glen Fellow? Are you Gleb of the Glen Fellows? Or am I thinking of a different Gleb?
Thinking of a different.
No way you're thinking of a different Gleb.
Of course he knows a Gleb.
He shrinks back a little bit. I think you may be thinking of somebody else. He gives you a long stare.
If you're Gleb of the Glen Fellows, then Chonk Glenfellow was my grandmother's boyfriend for a very long time.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep, the breakup was very ugly.
Well, anyway, I think he gets back to work and he breaks Rathaga free. Here you go, and he wanders down to the next tallest person, which I guess would be Bagarath, and he's like, "And what is your name, sir?" And he starts dipping and working on your breaking you free.
Some call me Bagarath.
Mysterious. He gives you a long stare. He even pauses what he's doing, and the acid gets his hand a little bit. He's like, "Oh," and he starts back to work. And
where'd you get that acid?
Oh, it's a long story. I don't want to bore you with the details. He continues to work on your cell. After a while, he is able to break a hole for you in the cell. Then he moves to Luca, and he says, "And what is your name, fancy-looking fellow?" I'm assuming you're still wearing your kind of more royal vestige garbs, correct? Or PS Zombie?
I mean, if they haven't taken them from me, sure.
No, yeah, they just kind of cuffed you up as is.
Oh, cool. Yes, I'm wearing what I was wearing last, so I think it was my most regal clothings.
Gotcha. Ex-nobility?
I'm Luca. I'm actually next in line to be king.
Oh.
You're in the process of earning yourself a pardon, young man.
Well, I think the whole system needs a revamp, quite honestly. And then he just still
Right.
Thank you.
Don't get carried away.
It's got a very crazy revolutionary. Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding? Our license plate industry would collapse if we ever had prison reform.
And he gets you free, goes to you.
About the license plates.
He goes to you, Gerbil.
It's like, what is that?
What's a license plate?
Think about the $100 trade.
And what? And you're the birthday
it's
one.
Like an appetizer.
Are you the birthday fellow? Gerbil, was it? I heard.
That's right. Yeah. That's my name as well.
Hey, ask him. Maybe he'll give you some acid, because it's your birthday.
Hey, is the acid thing? Is that a thing that, can you share that with people?
Leonard Skinner? What? What? Led Zepp? What?
Can I get some of that?
Metallica? What? It just gives you like weird concert vibes. Breaks the third wall for a minute. Oh, the solution. I thought you meant.
It took me a second to get
I
there.
thought you meant something we would take. Oh, sorry. It's just.
Oh, you thought I meant the psychedelic? No, I am fully sober and straight edge, sir.
Good. For
The
you.
only
He's
drugs
just
I do.
like this.
The only drugs I do are the drugs
He's
that
just
grandmother
like
gives me to
this.
go to bed early.
That seems like something.
Which, yes, is sometimes acid, but
That
only
seems
for medical
something
reasons.
that seems like something someone needs to mentally report. But all right, and he like breaks you free out of your jail cell, and then he gets you to hold your cuffs out. You were cuffed, and he gets those shackles. Sorry, not cuffs, shackles. He gets those off you. And then he's like, well, let's get out of here then. And then he starts trying to make his way to sort of this back alley way. You came in one way on this hall. There looks like there's sort of this dead end, but there's been a partial collapse and a little like hole where you can duck down and kind of keep going through this passageway. And he winds you through this dark hallway and says, just a little further. And then he tells you to stand back. And this whole time, guys, he's working on your jail cell. He's having conversation with you. He's leading you down this hallway. It is getting worser and worser up top. It is getting just so chaotic. Again, sounds like buildings are occasionally being set on fire and falling down. People are panicking, yelling, screaming, fighting, lots of banging of swords and shields, all of that sounds of like stampedings of animals and people just all going on up top. So it's chaotic. And he says, stand back over there, stand back. I gotta work something up. And he you see him kind of slip into the darkness for a second. And you hear kind of a tiny explosion, like a and in trickles in sunlight, and he has blown a little hole in the castle wall. So you guys have traveled a good bit with your friend Gleb. He has taken you out to I'm going to give you a different map so you can see. Well, if you look at this map, it's over there to the top. He's taking you out kind of this top bottom left corner, right before that sentinel tower on the bottom left. But if I show you the I have a character sheet for Uncle Spud that made me laugh when I saw it. Oh, the callbacks. Okay, we're going to go back to the overview map here, folks. And what Gleb is trying to do once he takes you out of the castle is he's trying to kind of tuck the Mount Rose right here and just cover the edge of these mountains and then cross over the road here, King's Road, into the dark forest, about where that like pile of sand is right here, if you can see where I'm clicking. So he's taking you kind of this about. It is now night.
Wait, where?
Right
Where's
here.
the pile of sand?
See it? Yeah. So he's taking you about their entrance to the dark forest. So you guys take this like long road, bendy road, like out of the. It's nice. It's chaotic, and you hear so much sounds going on from Santopia. And I'm going to play a little music to help narrate this a little bit. You hear like so much going on in the kingdom of Santopia, but it's a nice night. Like it's the sun, the moon's out. It's a nice starry night, and it's not well lit, so it's a good time to kind of for a jailbreak, quite honestly. So you follow him. He sort of takes you routes and tells you
Great night for a jailbreak.
Great night. He tells you kind of duck under bushes and stuff and be like, get down, and he'll start and stop you. And he seems to be really good at kind of navigating this. You pass by a view. When you get to King's Road, you can see straight down King's Road into the very front of the kingdom where the Great Gate is. Now, the Great Gate is this just majestic gate that is very large. several stories high, several stories wide. Very characteristic of the kingdom. It is completely tore down. You see fires off in the distance throughout Santopia. You see smoldering happening. The castle itself, if you remember, the kind of royal palace sits on top of a kind of a sub-castle, and then there's the kingdom. So the kingdom seems in complete disarray, and there's people trying to climb and scale. You can see off in the very distance people trying to climb and scale the next level of the castle, that inner court, which is sort of the upper class, and nothing going on. The castle itself, the royal castle, seems to be pretty well preserved. So, but you can tell that this is some sort of revolt or uprising, and all that's going on. And a quick glance as you cross King's Road. Matter of fact, you kind of are ducking around these corners of these mountains, going through these like shady paths. And you step out on King's Road, which is a very flat path. You guys traveled it before. It's a nice, well-traveled road. Nobody's on the road. You look over and you just see this just destroyed royal gate of the city. And you see just flames and smoke coming out of the Santopia. And you wonder what in the world could be going on to this capital city that you've known to be your home, or known to be sort of this political light, this mark of civilization in your world. For the first time ever, you're fearful of your government. You know, you're fearful of this whole kingdom, as it seems to be in the most disarray that you've ever seen in your lifetime, and potentially all lifetimes since the kingdom's birth and inception. But you get back to it. Gleb tries to hurry you on, and you get out of your staring down the road moment on King's Road, and you hightail it to the Dark Forest. You come into Dark Forest, and for those of you that all of you know of the Dark Forest, but what you know is to be mystery tales, scary tales that are spooky tales, you know, just things that are mysterious and strange, and you don't know a lot of actual facts and details about the Dark Forest. But as you approach, the woods here are dark. They seem to have their own dark energy that just sort of hangs in the air. There's this dark, weird mist that just is a weird fog that grips you when you start entering that first tree line of the Dark Forest. The soil here is just kind of retains moisture. It's kind of wet. It's mossy and wet. It smells very mildewy to you and kind of moldy. It just seems like there's something just thick in the air. It just seems humid to you as you walk through, and it smells weird, and it's just an odd place. The swirling fog kind of plays with your mind a little bit. You think you see images, then sometimes you think you see eyes looking at you. You're not quite sure what's going on, but you stay close enough to Gleb that he guides you through some of the tree line to what looks like his little abode. Eventually, after a while of walking with him, he skirts around the edge of the Dark Forest and brings you to this makeshift homestead that he has. So do you guys do anything as you're sort of walking with Gleb on his way to his homestead?
Well, I might try to just like whisper to one of the more outdoorsy fellows of our party, or perhaps even both of them, just be like, try to remember the way back in case we get separated. And I'll do air quotes on separated.
Hey, does anyone have any breadcrumbs?
Well, I did, but I ate them all.
No. Scratch that plan.
I have been counting leaves though the whole time, so I feel like if anything, I could probably count backwards and get us out of here.
That seems bulletproof.
I don't know enough about Rangers to know if that's true or not. I feel like in D&D you can do that,
Yeah,
but I'm
sure,
not.
sure. You're like, technically, by the book, this is legal.
In context, yes.
Does anybody want to know how many leaves are in the dark forest so far?
Yes.
Yes.
More than 16,436.
Hey,
I'm
does
starting to
anyone
be a
have
little more
speak
confident.
with animals?
I mean, it depends on the animal.
What does that
I can
mean?
speak to them. I just can't understand what they say back.
Never mind.
Baggerat is
I give
fully-
up on plans.
You just see his his essence fly out of the armor and it just falls to the ground. Just fully done.
Caught in the wind, it just
He's like,
disappeared.
I don't care if this kills me.
I can't do this anymore.
I can't do this anymore.
It gives new meaning to I'm dead.
Actually, I don't.
I have 1
Just
HP.
drops. He just drops like a putty that got punched in the stomach.
That's it.
That's a Power Ranger deep
That's
cut
a
for you.
great reference.
I worked on that
Yeah, that
all
was
day.
solid.
Do you think any of
Yeah, I can't
your
talk to animals.
Do you think any of your characters are distraught by what's happening to the kingdom?
I still think it's probably related to my birthday.
I'm very chaos as a ladder right now, so I'm cool.
Oh, great. The new king is like, not
This
bad.
seems great.
Oh, good. My first few years are fully locked in on what I need to do.
Step 1 complete. They don't like the old king, who technically has a better claim than I do.
I know this is just a
Rebuilding is,
role play, but I don't know if I can trust you anymore.
Yeah.
He's so deceitful.
It's fine.
Rebuilding is always
Rothaga would-
popular.
I don't think Rothaga would really be all that concerned, just because his life has really been in the swamps. But I think
Right,
there's
like,
still a curiosity, like what is
Yeah.
happening.
I'd like to think that when you met us was your very first excursion into the city, and you're like, man, every time I go to the city, I end up on this life-changing adventure.
Right. What a nightmare.
I should have listened to all those people that said don't go to the city.
Like, you go to the city, you're gonna meet some strange people, and end up
You'll end up
inciting a
on-
war and fight a
How
giant
bad
worm.
could it be? I do have a talking doll. I don't know if that counts as talking to animals, but it probably could talk. I could probably talk to the doll and have the doll talk to the animals.
There you
I
go.
don't think Bagarath would
Oh.
care, only because things are so different from when he, cared about this area.
When he wasn't in his current form.
Yeah.
Well, we've got 4 revolutionaries on our hands
Although-
that are like,
That's
whatever.
Does not,
Viva-
certainly
Viva
does not
Revolution.
like the idea of people suffering needlessly. So,
That's nice.
Okay. So you can still see sort of the afterglow of Santopia burning through the mist. But you start to approach what looks like to be a makeshift tent. The Gleb stops as he arrives to this sort of makeshift tent. And he says, "Here we are! We're home. You feel free to make yourself at home." And he starts to walk towards his tent. But you notice, so his tent is basically like a jungle of hammocks. Like he's got 4 trees linked together with hammocks that are sort of overhang tents. And then he's got some sort of like makeshift tarps for the walls of the tent. But you notice pretty apparently that it does not look like it should be in this condition. Tarps have been ripped. Some of them look like they have been burned. Some of them look like they've been removed. And Gleb just goes and gasps. And you all approach the sort of entrance of the tent and notice it has been ransacked. There's things knocked over. There is things broken glass everywhere. There is textbooks that have been thrown with pages ripped out. It has been literally ransacked by somebody. And you can pretty clearly tell with no check whatsoever that this is not supposed to happen. You can tell that Gleb is pretty surprised by this. He is actually shocked and gets very worried and sort of dismayed and unhinged by this, and starts whirling around checking on things. They got this. Oh, they got this. Oh, they touched that. He's just like running around all the different parts of this tent, this sort of hammock jungle of his, and it is just in all sorts of disarray and mess. And they even got this. Why did they break all these? These aren't even that expensive. And so he's just freaking out, just whirling around. You guys notice?
You took the housewarming party a little too far, Gleb.
You don't have to make excuses. We're not judging your space. We just got out of prison.
Here's the thing. This is not supposed to... And then he notices something that in the middle, dead center of his little tent house thing, there is actually not any mess. It's almost perfectly preserved. Everything has been pushed away, and there is this sort of circle on the ground. The mossy ground that's got this kind of mossy, wet texture to it has this sort of symbol, has the symbol that's been carved into it, and not crudely, not like somebody took a blade or a shovel and make this. It looks almost magically created, and it's this just weird symbol that you can't make heads or tails of. But the second Gleb sees it, pale white complexion drops over his face. And he kind of stares at it like this with his hands over his mouth. And his eyes really big. It starts pointing and being kind of speechless and trembling.
What is it? Is it a spoiler?
Should I touch it?
Is it a spoiler to your
Your
favorite book?
Do you want to go interact with it?
But yeah, go touch it.
Sure. If you want to interact with it, go ahead.
Do I want to go interact? Okay.
Or anybody.
It just
Anybody can do anything.
Dumbledore.
Yeah.
All caps.
Just ruins. I don't want to touch it.
I'm gonna see.
Bagrath, why don't you touch it? You seem to have a little extra, a few layers of not dying.
So he didn't respond when Gerbil asked him what it was?
He's still in shock. But Gerbil didn't specifically say, Gleb, what is that, right? Gerbil said, is that a spoiler, and what is that, generally to the group, right?
Right, that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, Gerbil just saying nonsense words is pretty common.
But if you want to specifically ask him, go ahead.
Okay. Gleb, is that this? I don't even know how to frame that anymore. Gleb, is that is that a note from a friend or family member? Yeah, help me out, Gleb. What is that?
Help him out, Gleb.
Thank you, Bagarad.
So
I don't know how to finish sentences. It's my birthday.
upon hearing "snap out of it, Gleb," he kind of brings back to some color, flushes to his face, and says, "So here's the thing. The little misunderstanding I had in Santopia with the items, they were procured. Let's just say they were procured from another party that seems to be upset about that. And little teensy thing, guys, little teensy thing. The symbol that's in front of us right now is a mark, and it's means that you're marked, which means you have to talk to someone to clear your name. And here's a little predicament. Just a teensy predicament. You all are marked as well because you're with me, and the forest has eyes. And he kind of like looks around a little bit, and these kind of just crows and ravens up in the trees just kind of all squall at once as you all follow his eye line up, and they flutter around the different tree branches. It's almost as if they were raised on old meat, like old steaks, and they're just kind of like flying around wanting meat. That was a callback to a trip that we went where we fed crows meat. Had to work it in my campaign somehow.
Did you find that at a lake?
Nice.
Yeah, at a lake, that's right.
There's this mark on me you're talking about.
So
I'm going to take out my pen and ink, and I'm going to copy down this mark because I like things that people revere. That seems good. Like,
if people fear it, I love it.
You know, the great thing about lying is anything can be your symbol.
Ooh, I got dark forest.
I speak Sylvan. Can I ask?
One of many.
I have dark forest music, guys. This is exciting. I forgot I
Can
had
I
dark
talk to
forest
the trees?
music. Sure.
Yes, address the trees. They've been left out of the conversation for too long.
I want to know what they have to say.
How do you start this conversation?
Hey, buddy. And I kind of like poke at the nearest tree.
It doesn't seem to respond, but up in the upper branches, and these are tall trees. Up in the upper branches, you just hear a caw, caw. It's like
Should we
raven
make like
flies
a
away.
tree and leave, or should we just hang around?
Gerbil's like, what is crow for it's my birthday?
Yeah. Right. So in other words, these trees are not talking back to me.
No.
Am I speaking Sylvan the wrong way, or are these non-Sylvan speaking trees?
It's impossible to tell.
Do trees speak Sylvan? I don't think so. I gotta look up the lore.
Make that up? I thought Sylvan meant like tree language.
No, Sylvan's like
elves
Fae
and Fae.
language.
Sorry, Fae.
Oh,
So it's like
okay.
it's like ancient. It's like ancient Elven.
I love the idea that Gerbil learns Sylvan to thinking he can talk to trees.
It's like this has
He's
been
like punching
thousands
the
of
tree.
hours
Talk
of
to me,
studying,
man.
but it's gonna pay off.
He just thought that every tree he ever met was incredibly rude.
Just like a snob.
Like, full cold shoulder, just like
Won't
fine,
even say
alright.
hi.
Yeah, doesn't even acknowledge me. I just speak. Y'all just let Gerbil just speak Sylvan to the trees for the last few minutes. That's nice.
I spoke trees speak Sylvan, and Cameron Diaz was the first one that popped up on Google search for some
What does
reason.
that mean?
I don't know.
What?
What do you mean?
What do we mean?
What's funny is I also speak Sylvan, so I knew exactly what they were doing, and I did not correct it.
That's awesome. That's
This
awesome.
is hilarious.
I'm like,
Luca's just like, God, this guy's an idiot.
just well, and
How did
also,
this one guy get in this
also, I grew up in the city, so for all I know, it's gonna work. So why would I interrupt
fair.
you? Like,
Yeah, in the off chance.
Let's
it's
see
actually
where this
useful to do
goes.
something. Absolutely.
That's me. I'm like, let's see where this goes.
Weirder
How will this
things have
benefit?
worked out.
It's true. Here we are at this old guy's house.
I didn't even see the Roll20 chat. Language proficiency, Sylvan. Oh, man. Yeah, so that's just for talking to Faye,
Yes.
and there doesn't seem to be any Faye around.
Okay. I mean, in my defense, Sylvan is defined by a dictionary as abounding in trees, wooded.
Well, you see.
No.
but not dark-wooted.
I got something in my brain. It might be a parasite, but...
Yeah, so I'll say to Gleb, or whoever, was that his name, Gleb?
Gleb, yeah.
Gleb?
Gleb. I'll say hey to whatever, Gleb.
I'll say, hey, it's any consolation, your house is only barely better than the open air. So, no big loss. And besides, we're excellent at talking. That's what's gotten us here. And I look around at all of our prison torn, marching through the woods attire. We're like, yes, well, it got us here. We'll go speak to your symbol people. It'll be fun.
Who is this person?
You don't know much about the Dark Forest, do you?
I mean, it can't be different than any other slightly brighter forest.
It is. And so he kind of sighs and says, you're gonna have to appease to the cursed matriarch. She is part of the Inner Hollow. So he kind of gets on a soapbox lecture style, gets out like a whiteboard. Just kidding, but he gets.
I don't want to go to the cursed matriarch's Inner Hollow.
Heyo. So he kind of goes on a not a dissertation, but a little lecture to kind of inform you guys how the Dark Forest sort of works. And I'll tell you guys the players, and you just kind of interpret this however for your character. So the Dark Forest is mostly kind of considered to be the wilds. It's just mysterious beasts, people that like to be sheltered because they may have gotten picked on or outcasted by society, and maybe they practice necromancy. That's a big one that's practiced in the Dark Forest because it's sort of frowned upon in Santopia. So sort of the dark arts are practices here, which just brings all sorts of outcasts and different D&D races that want to dwell in sort of dark and evil magic out here. So most of the Dark Forest is just filled with wild beasts that grow and are attracted to the Dark Forest itself, or people that try to take shelter within the Dark Forest, or create their own sort of chaos within the Dark Forest. That is most of the Dark Forest. But kind of like a hurricane, you have an eye of the storm. And that eye is the Inner Hollow. So the Dark Forest, as you travel more into the center of it, becomes more and more densely populated with trees and vines and all sorts of stuff like that. Almost like a hurricane that has the wall of the storm, right? Which is considered to be the strongest. So just like that, once you break through the strongest and densest part of the Dark Forest, you get to more of a sparse and area known as the Inner Hollow. The Drow are considered to be sort of the organizers of that area. They're the most populous within that area, and the most powerful among them is a witch Drow known as the Cursed Matriarch. That seems to be timeless. She's been there for ages, and has dwelled in all sorts of dark magic, and has all these sort of rumors and myths about her, some of which are rooted in reality and some are not. There's a nice little spire in the Inner Hollow, and it's almost like a little town that's actually among the chaos, but the Drow fully control that area of the forest. There's also sort of the Duragard. So take all your kind of Underdark D&D races. Those folks are kind of sparse throughout the Dark Forest. But the Duragard are sort of these dark elves. And in D&D lore, they're kind of dark elves because of, they've dug too deep or whatever. But the Duragard in the context of Santopia are all dwarves that have sort of different clans that have made their way to the Dark Forest and sort of been corrupted by it. So these Duragard have sort of pop-up forts throughout the Dark Forest, mostly around that strongest part of the storm. And they sort of preserve their own little clan within a fort. So that's kind of the different players out here in the Dark Forest, but the biggest ones are the Drow, and they control the entire Inner Hollow and are considered to be the dominant force of the Dark Forest. So when the Cursed Matriarch wants to talk to you, you get marked. It's kind of like a black spot, if you guys remember Treasure Island. Once you get that mark, you have to come talk to her, and it could result in many different things. Most of the time, it's not a good ending, but everybody.
The matriarch. Is there something there? Matriarch.
That would be more clever. Bested at my own game.
Yep. Took me about 3 minutes, but I got it.
That tells you it's not a very good pun.
I was just saying it wasn't.
Takes that
I'm not
long.
a very smart person, but yeah, no, okay. I liked it. Matriarch, kind of like Matrimart, which is where you go to pick up your matriarchs.
So, come on down to Matriarch.
Right.
Every drow must go.
Every child must go. What are drow? So are they like the undead?
They're like that game we tried to play, Leadbet. Remember where you control the Underdark and we just put it back up?
No.
So they're like they're elves that have like ash-colored skin and white hair, and they live in the Underdark, which is like underground / another plane of existence.
Gotcha.
In a lot of lore, they're evil, but not necessarily always. They're just like another faction of elves, kind of.
Right. Okay. I think I was getting them confused, like Draugr or something. Isn't there like an undead creature called a Draugr?
Yeah. Yeah. Those are like Nordic zombies.
Got it.
And speaking of the undead, spirits and the undead also occupy a lot of the Dark Forest.
Do they speak Sylvan?
You could try to talk to him and see.
Cool. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Are we at her house or her?
No. So Gleb has given you this full kind of talk on the kind of nature of affairs out here in the Dark Forest. So he then kind of turns his attention to drawing in the dirt off to the side of this mark, and says, and he sort of draws a circle that he says is that entrance to the inner court, and then he kind of just draws some lines out from that, and sort of this kind of spanning sun, sort of like different rays going out in different directions. And he says, so there's kind of two options. You can make your way through here, and he kind of points a very kind of direct path to the inner court and says it's just crossing over more wild creature territories, or you go this way, and it kind of points to kind of a side way into the inner court. The only problem is there's a couple Durigard forts we crossed along the way, so I guess, do you want to deal with creatures or dark dwarves?
I feel less bad about killing creatures than people, personally.
Innocent creatures versus evil people, though.
I mean, you know, we don't know what they're about, so.
Gotta do a vibe check.
Yeah, give me a vibe check.
Wait, is that a thing?
No.
A vibe check?
If only.
Insight is kind of a
roll
vibe
DA
check.
for a vibe check. Oh, yeah, no, I get that, yeah.
You rolled good vibes.
Solid vibes, critical vibes.
Yeah, I'm fine fighting beasts, I guess.
Okay. Beast it is.
If we go the drow route, is there a chance we could make friends?
You got to end
Us make friends.
You got to end up at the drow route regardless. That's where you got to talk to the matriarch, and she's in drow country.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like the direct route probably That's what Gerbil's leaning towards.
Okay. Are you all in agreement?
So I think for once I'm on Gerbil's side here.
Like a broken clock. I'm right by accident every once in a while.
I don't like the idea of killing innocent, creatures of the forest.
Good community reference from PS Zombie, folks.
Thing.
Okay, so you guys are choosing the more...
It just seems so fitting. It fits so well in my mind.
It fit incredibly well, absolutely. I need to watch Community. I've never actually seen it. I've heard good things.
So funny.
So good.
Very
So
funny.
good.
I
haven't watched that either.
I've been watching What We Do in the Shadows and enjoying that very much.
Oh,
Sorry, not to dovetail, but it's
Matt Berry's hilarious.
I've heard good things about that.
So good. There you go. Sit there.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So he sort of studies he has this chart in his pocket. He pulls out, he studies it for a minute. Gleb does, and nods and says, "Very well. Let's go." And he sort of tries to show you the way through the different dark forests. Gleb is very good at avoiding danger, so he ducks out of the way behind a tree and gets you all to follow him very quickly right before this giant beast, this kind of thorny, vague pygmy walks by, so you don't have to fight it. But I just wanted to say that and show you guys. Have you seen one of these suckers?
Vag pygmy? What is this?
Just look at it. It's so creepy.
Cool.
Cool.
See something like that walk by.
Is it the guy or the animal?
It's the animal.
Okay.
Okay.
Brad.
I'm just going through my encounter.
You are a beautiful creature.
Reminds me kind of a skag from Borderlands. Cool.
So you guys are gonna do...
Are we just gonna leave that by himself? What if he starves to death?
You gonna starve to death, mate?
Everyone else is like, no.
Just ask him.
Go keep going. I think in my mind, Gerbil.
I knew
sees
he would talk
any
to an
creature
animal.
as like, yeah, as a potential like
That's a
lost
very good
pet or
friend for
something.
you.
You know.
I gotta find a better random encounter. Sorry guys, I'm deciding what... Somebody roll me...
Re-rolling.
I am. Somebody roll me a d4, please. I want to know how many encounters to queue up for you guys based off luck.
Ooh, 1.
1, okay. Lucky.
Yeah.
Lucky number
Make it a
1.
good one.
The thorny Vega pygmy thing that you talked to was like, very good, mate. And he talks to some of the creatures away, I guess. And
Good eye.
get on you. Get on you.
Pygmy.
Get on you. Very good.
I haven't seen Yulcon in a while.
It turned me into a snake, and I bit down to admire it.
Yeah, I bent down to admire it. Then he said, it's me, Loki, and he stabbed me.
Classic.
Dang, none of my stuff's on here.
It sounds like we had a really easy time getting to Miss the matriarch of the forest, you know.
She
welcomed us
a real
into her
cakewalk.
home.
He was like, "Look at these lovely gents. I bet they're just here to come have a spot of tea."
Since when did you guys get so proper? I don't understand.
Oh, we've always been sophisticated.
How dare you?
How dare you?
You're just now noticing.
Yeah.
Just now noticing how fancy we've always been.
Yeah.
It speaks more against you than us.
Yeah, that's right.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, we've all been like borderline male models the whole time. You know, just like stupid, sexy, hot like group dates.
Oh yeah.
That's us.
That's how I've envisioned us.
Yeah. Just imagine,
Yeah, Bagroth's just the most kawaii armor you've ever seen in your life.
You can see right through me, can't you?
Literally.
just to picture the berries and cream guy, but hot.
But hot.
It's like
What do you mean,
just like,
but hot? He's already hot.
I'm not saying he's not unattractive as an individual, but like imagine it being like something that's like deeply confusing levels of like attraction towards that person.
Just don't know if I've seen that haircut on
That's what I'm
someone's
saying.
work.
That haircut is like what try to picture the scenario in your head where somehow the haircut is working for someone.
Like the closest I'm
That's
getting
what
is, you
sells it
remember
And the disposition.
what was it? Timothée Chalamet in The King? Do you remember that movie?
It would have to be Timothée Chalamet.
or
Full cut hair.
or Johnny Depp as Willy Wonka. Those are like the two that
Oh,
I'm like getting as
no!
close as I
You're
can.
kind of right, and I hate that so much.
Oh.
Okay, so unpopular opinion, but I actually kind of like that movie. I like the Johnny Depp Willy Wonka movie.
Charlie?
I
I
can't.
can't either.
It's fine. You don't have to. I like it.
Have you seen the...
I'm not a big Johnny Depp fan in general, though, to be fair. So
That's fair.
my thing was a little skewed.
Did you
I
see
just
the
think
origin
it's
story
really
that's
a
coming
charming
out?
little thing. Oh yeah, I saw that they
But-
were making something. I don't know anything about it though.
Willy Wonka origin story.
So is it like him
Starring
as a kid?
Timothée Chalamet.
Oh, is it really? That's
Yeah.
awesome. I've only seen like picture, like scrolling through Reddit, like random picture kind of a situation. So I don't
Yeah,
really keep
the
up.
trailer's confusing.
Interesting.
To say the least.
That's how I would describe it.
It's hard for me to. I think it's kind of like the Joker. You know, like if you establish a canon origin, it loses some mystique. Probably, it feels that way about Willy Wonka too.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, but Joker's one of my favorite movies.
Oh, I loved the movie Joker. It's just, but I also think that movie did
Now,
a
I
good
get
job.
what you're saying.
That movie did a good job of like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you had a set canon origin for, or even like an attempt at one, it's not that it's impossible. I'm just kind of skeptical about it.
No, that's totally fair. Because like part of it is kind of the fun of like not knowing. Like part of it's in the mystery.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
you do ruin it. But then I'm like, but you get things like Joker, and then I'm like,
Right.
ugh.
But even in Joker, they kept it. You never really got an answer about whether or not a lot of the things you were seeing were in his head, or if whether or not like wasn't there some ambiguity around his like medical records and stuff too?
Yes. I
Yeah.
believe there was.
There were
Like-
lots of like, I just feel like very kind of intentional, like lingering questions.
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah, I really liked that movie for what it was. It was a little clumsy in parts, but like overall, I enjoyed it.
So you guys go through another area of the dark forest, and there's like this big, just like mind flare looking creature that you kind of have to duck around some shade. And luckily, there's some really nice foliage, like some really thick branches and vines that make such a great canopy for you all to shelter under and hide. So you're like, man, we are so thankful that this is here. Well, that canopy starts to drip on your face. and change and deform into 4 mimics. I need everybody to put your character token on the Dark Forest gameplay here, and I need you to roll initiative once I get the initiative counter up. It is up.
Oop. I'm wagging. Do you need us to be anywhere in particular on this?
No. We'll just say that you kind of went, ah! And jumped back, so you've got at least 5 feet or a little more on these creatures. Oh, why did it do it?
Someone grab my token for me.
Yeah.
Let's kapow.
It's doing that.
You're so
thing where
well
it won't let me
camouflaged.
take. I know. I was have to like triple check the board.
You're directly to the left of me, though you might not be able to see it.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
you
you.
actually have like a proper alpha channel on your image, and the only instance where it's harder to actually find a character because of blending it.
All right. Rothaga and
I don't know if you see
Bagarath,
my
I need you to
character.
do initiative
Is
rolls.
Gerbil lost?
Am I gone?
Am I gone?
Wait, hold on. My character disappeared again too.
Oh no!
It's on the board next to Luca.
I can still see it on my screen.
He blends in with
I
the
can't
trees.
see anybody's.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no!
God.
No, but I seriously don't see any.
I'd put Gerbil on the board,
tokens.
Leadbet.
Hold on, let me refresh.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm struggling, and Roll20 is
Yeah.
loading or attempting to load.
We
Yeah,
lost
Roll20's kinda
you.
lagging. I wonder if their servers are messed up right now.
Lost you. Climate change.
Lost the battery.
We're rolling initiative.
click my token.
4 mimics popped out. Do you hear me? Comment change.
I did.
There you go.
Did you hear me?
Leadbet, you can't get 2 rolls now. Come on now.
Oh, did I do 2?
Yeah.
My apologies.
You just
I'm
get
still
the-
not seeing anybody on the board.
I didn't know that 4 was mine because it doesn't show my picture.
Wow.
He's hanging on
Never
the
mind, I was being
trees.
silly. Sorry, I hadn't
He's-
scrolled out
no,
far enough.
he's
That was
near
my
the-
fault. I see him.
I've done that.
I'm here. All right, I'm rolling
It's
initiative.
very
Sorry.
easy to do that in Roll20.
I was like, what is
Gerbil.
going on? And then I was like,
Gerbil used double team.
I can only move one of my icons. The other one I don't have any interactivity with.
Okay, move.
Then delete it.
I'm going to delete it.
I would like to.
Done.
There we go.
All right, Bagarath. These mimics were providing you shade, but it wasn't shade, it was mimics. And you were surprised. You went, ah! And you jumped back. And Gleb is nowhere to be
Oh,
found.
yeah.
You don't know where Gleb went.
Classic mimic behavior.
Trees. Or mimic.
you
Mimic
can't
trees.
trust a mimic.
Who can you trust?
Your turn, Bagarath.
How dare you? Offended me. Freeze. Oh. What are your final words?
Says the mimic.
Oh, that was Sylvan.
I understood that perfectly.
Yep.
Back at you. Rude.
I know, right?
Wow.
Bagarath. Closest. Ruin my shade.
You're going in and out, buddy.
Great sword.
Okay?
I heard greatsword.
Do it up.
Hey, roll 20's being weird.
It is being
Normally you can just click on it, go roll, but instead, what's the name of it?
Daggum!
a critical hit.
Roll that damage, bro.
Yeah, you.
Ooh, babe.
Oh, so it's a 14 and a 7 slashing.
Also, throw a
You smite.
radiant damage on there.
Ooh, boy. Roll that.
Yeah,
Smoke 'em.
smite it up.
You all watch as this first mimic
Fight
is
and
just
sit under trees, and I'm all at it.
trees. It's all out of trees, he said. He's typing. All right, that is some good damage, Bagarath. That one looks very hurt. You really come here and fight and sit in the shade, and then I'm all out of shade.
That's
Nice.
funny.
That's awesome.
Kick names and take ass. Quote some Guardians of the Galaxy. All right, good job. Anything else from you, Bagarath? That radiant light burns through the mimic, and it squeals as the great blade cuts into it real deep, and it is labored breathing and all beaten and bruised from that attack. Luca, you're up next.
All right. Well, if I can find my character sheet. I am going to
Squeak mimic squeak.
swirl some magic in my hands, and I'll cast Hypnotic Pattern. Yeah, this just needs to be a creature. Zoop. Mark off that spell. So almost like a disco ball-esque magical illusion appears above them, but an upright crown over an upside-down crown that are like spinning in opposite directions, threatening to hypnotize. And it looks like only one failed. They're the wisest mimics in the world. But that one mimic is charmed. It's incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
Would you like that to be the one that Bagarath worked over? Or would you like it to be a different one?
I'll just do that top one.
Okay. So that's the one Bagarath worked over. Mimic 1.
Is it? But he's not next to it. No, this one up here.
Okay. Mimic
not
2.
the one he hit. These.
I'm going to put a little spindly near Mimic 2. Okay.
Good.
And we'll go in clockwise from there.
He's under my spell.
3 is the furthest away and 4 is the bottom.
Okay.
Alrighty. Anything else from you, Luca?
Sure. I'll use my bonus action to give Bardic Inspiration. to Rothaga.
Nice.
Oh, thank you.
So you can add a D8 to one of your attack rolls. And let me mark that off. Alright, I'm done.
Good deal. It is Rothaga's turn.
So Rothaga is going to grab his club, his great club, and he's going to run straight for the mimic that Bagarath kind of worked over.
Okay.
This is a fantastic club.
Greatest club.
It hits.
Perfect.
Kill it. Kill it.
7.
Oh, for 7 bludgeoning.
Okay. Anything else from you, Seth?
Ooh.
Oh.
I just noticed your mysterious lighting climate changer, and I like it.
I think that's it for me, because I can't take 2 attacks.
Okay.
So that's all I can do.
Your turn, Gerbil.
My turn. So I'm gonna look at, I guess, closest to me and shoot it with my longbow.
Okay.
But I just click the longbow's name. Is that how that works? Been a minute.
Yes.
Yes, I think so. That should be the attack roll.
Good golly.
Yeah.
I think I did an attack.
Okay. That'll hit.
That's an attack, all right.
What a longbow.
Thank you. So long.
The
Such
longest.
You're
bow I've
targeting the one that's been injured already?
Say that one more time.
You're targeting the one that's been injured already?
Do I click the damagey thing to do the damage?
Correct.
Is that next to
This tree in particular.
There it is.
this tree?
Okay.
And then I'd like to. Do I get a bonus action, right?
You get another attack, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. I'll just do that again.
It's gonna miss.
Oh, okay. Well.
Why did you do a light crossbow?
Oh, I did not mean to click that. I actually forgot that I had a light crossbow. I wasn't even paying attention to that. Let me.
It's
Sorry.
just so
I'm just gonna
light.
reroll. You didn't even let me. You didn't tell me I could.
Yeah,
That's
go
okay.
for it.
Awesome. Did that hit?
That
Looks
hits.
like it did. Okay.
Nice. That one's looking very weak. All right, the mimic's turn. So the mimic that is
Mimicky.
Mimicky.
What's the plural for a group
Mimic.
of mimics?
Mimic eye. I don't know.
Memes.
Oh.
It's a pod.
It's gonna bite.
Well, mimics, don't they take shape of whatever they're fighting? How it works?
It's called a parody of mimics.
That's gonna be the one that's weak. It's gonna try to bite Bagarath.
It's gonna miss.
Okay. The
Real
others.
bad.
The others are going to try to attack you here. You get 2 more attacks.
They all miss.
Ooh, snap. And then this last one's going to scoot around and you are surrounded.
Bring it on.
Oh, wait. The dazed one can attack. Is that correct? What's the conditions of the daze, Luca?
I think
Can't
it's
react.
He comes charmed.
Passive.
His speed of 0. So he can attack. So
yeah, he'll definitely be out of range to attack. I don't remember what incapacitated technically means. And I always forget this. Because it's kind of an obscure condition. It can't take actions or reactions, so no, it cannot attack.
it can attack. Okay. So they are done. It is Bagarath's turn.
He's gonna just. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Just gonna swipe at that one guy. Just chopping trees.
How do you finish this mimic off?
He cuts it right down the middle and says, "Timber!" It's
You hear
coming down.
You hear Kesha in the background. It echoes to the forest, to the trees. Kesha starts playing. Alrighty. Anything else from you, Bagarath?
Just gonna do a little victory dance, and that's it.
To Kesha.
Yep.
Pitbull appears out of nowhere, out of the mist. Mr. Worldwide in the dark forest. All right, Luca.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm working on memes. You know how it goes.
As you were.
All right, well, I'm going to keep concentrating on my hypnotic pattern. Even though it's just affecting one, I'm still going to maintain it. And I'm going to send out a vicious mockery at... I guess this bottom one.
Okay.
And I'll say, what are you mimicking? A really ugly thing? And it's going to be my vicious mockery.
Dick burn.
So, it's, yeah. Let me see, what do I need? I need a wisdom save.
Okay.
From it, or else it will take 6 psychic damage. Alright, it takes no damage. It's unfazed by my carefully crafted insult. And then I'll go ahead and give another bardic inspiration. But I'll give it to Bagarath. So now you each have one if you need it.
My inspired voice.
Nice. Anything else from you, Luca?
No, I am done.
All right, it is
And I will remain. I'll
Thaga's
stay put.
turn.
We're gonna try swinging that gray club again.
Do it up.
Right, if I can find it. There we go. So,
You're probably going to need to attack the one that's below the one that the carcass of the one that Bagarath killed. So
was that 5?
It's
Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I'll
it's
still
right
just
there.
be up here in the trees.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
In the trees, yeah.
All right.
Ewok village fighting.
Nope, sorry. I didn't mean to hit it twice.
Okay.
So the 8's the one.
It's gonna miss.
No! It's because I was in the trees.
That's right. The fight's down here. What are you doing?
What? Swinging around at nothing. I think that's all I can do.
Okay.
So I just swing, made the worst attack ever, and then I'm like, well, I'm done.
All right. It is Gerbil's turn.
About to ruin these mimics.
Copyright infringement. Look, mimic.
Cease and desist. This is our IP. Thank you very much. This is what I say to the mimics as I shoot at them.
That's right.
You guys didn't know that I was
I
an
also like it
entertainment lawyer.
because this is our IP, and this is RIP, as in rest in peace. You're about to kill them.
Ooh, this is our IP.
That's gonna
I like
hit.
it. Isn't all? Yes, sir, it will. Just from the insult alone.
That's it.
Better hit.
All
Take
right.
that. Let me do it again.
Do it again.
Okay.
Man, and that's a crit,
How about that?
baby.
R.I.P. indeed.
That's right.
This one has got an achy heart, so I'm gonna give him a little ding.
Achy breaky heart.
He does.
Wait.
So I'm gonna give him a little heart token because he's hurt. Okay.
He's feeling it. Ego's
I'm
bruised.
really feeling it. Okay. Does he break out of this trance, Luca, or is he just in the trance forever?
Oh, let's read.
Dream
I haven't used this in a while.
Weaver.
If it takes damage, or if somebody else uses their action to shake it out of it.
Okay.
But those are the only two things that'll break it up.
Well, if that's the case.
Or if I lose concentration on the spell.
This hurt mimic is gonna bite back at Rathaga.
Oh.
18. Is that gonna hit?
Do I have to tell you the truth? No, I'm just looking for my defense.
Yeah. It depends on whether you want
That'll
to.
hit. Yep.
So you take 8
Missed, but
piercing
in a much more real way, it hit.
and 1 acid.
Rude. Alright, done.
Okay. And
I don't care.
Coming for you with my club.
this mimic from the back is gonna shuffle around and try to
I'm just mimic from the back.
pseudopod and miss. It tries to get its sticky on you, and it misses. It misses with its grease. Call back to first part of the stream.
That's right. Greasy bros.
Greasy bros. Just a couple
Stop.
greasy bros.
Slid
Oil
right
change
off.
it. Greasy bros.
Slid right off.
What are we talking about? I don't even know anymore.
It don't matter none.
Bagarath, you're up, bud. Nice meme in the Discord.
I just saw PS Zombie. I just saw your meme too. Saw it. Look, man.
All right, Bagarath, what you gonna do?
I'm batting 100.
And 120.
Yeah, you've been team crit all night.
Let's see it
Take him
once
out.
again.
Twelve's gonna miss.
Use your bardic inspiration I gave you. Feel
Ooh.
inspired.
He's feeling
Add
it.
a D8 to your attack roll.
Oh,
Marion's.
Rathaga, you could have done that last turn.
I'm sorry.
It's alright, it doesn't go away. You still got it.
4's gonna add to that. That's gonna be a hit.
Yes.
Nice.
Firing word. You
10. All right, you make that hurt one more hurt.
carve our names in it.
Maximum hurt.
Make him a tattoo shop.
That's it.
Okay.
All I need to do.
Luca.
I love you
This
too,
is
man.
not a relevant meme, but I just saw the funniest thing. It's for whoever's playing Baldur's Gate in our part.
I wish I was far enough to get the joke, but I'm still in the goblin camp.
It's so funny to me.
That's awesome.
Oh man.
That's like the other
We might have lost you again.
Oh, we lost you, bub.
What's the other thing that looks like that?
The Spider-Man meme, where it's like all the
Yeah.
Spider-Man villains. Yeah.
You're up, Luca Piasambi.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I'm too busy laughing.
At the memes.
All right. I'm going to attempt another vicious mockery at the whoever's the lowest. Not lowest HP. Well, yeah, lowest HP, sure. Dealer's choice. So it's no. I'll do this one that's down,
Okay.
and it's got to do a wisdom save or else take 5 psychic damage. And I'll say mimics are just crappier doppelgangers. And that'll be my vicious mockery. And it works. He's very hurt.
He sheds a black tear.
A doppelganger was a bully in high school, man. Dang it.
It's true.
They're always getting it. So he takes 5 psychic damage, and his next attack is at disadvantage.
Okay, so he's gonna get a little icon for that. A little
Icons everywhere, baby.
He's gonna get a little wrench for he needs some work on his attacks. Anything else from you, Luca?
Nope.
Rothaga. Don't forget you got
All right.
Bardic.
Wait, what?
Don't forget you got that Bardic.
Yeah, sorry.
Inspiration.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Sorry, I forgot to remind you.
No. All good. All right, here we go again with the great club. I'm still
feel
up
like
here in the
that's a-
trees.
Yeah, let's do it.
Dude, that's gonna hit. You don't need no
Nice.
Bardic on that.
You don't need inspiration.
Let's drum roll for this 1 damage I'm about to do. Oh, 5. Okay.
That's respectable.
Is it?
Yes.
Anything else
All right.
from you, Rothaga?
I think that's all I can do. I feel like I've done enough. I pulled my weight.
Go ahead, Gerbil.
Garbo?
Gerbil?
Gerb it up.
Gerbil?
Why did I gerb so hard? Garbo? That's me.
That's gonna hit.
Did I hit the thing?
You hit the thing. You did good. 9. Gonna attack again. That's gonna hit again. Dang, boy.
That's what I got.
That one mimic's looking really weak. Like it's on death's door. Alright.
And that door? Garbo.
That door. You curse it. You curse at it in Sylvan. And doesn't know what you're saying. Luca does it is shameful.
Yeah. It's petty and rude.
I'm gonna do 2 pseudopod attacks since I'm at disadvantage from the one guy, and that's gonna miss. So, is that just disadvantage on its next attack, right, Piasambi?
Yeah, just the next one. If
Okay.
he's got another one, he's good to go.
This other pseudopod is gonna try to leech onto Rothaga, and it's gonna get it. So. It uses a pseudopod attack. Part of its body, it lunges
It's
at you
latched.
and hits you with bludgeoning damage. That is 9 bludgeon. You know that word right there. You can read it. If the mimic is an object that target is subject to its adhesive trait, adhesive adheres to anything that it touches. A huge or smaller creature adhered to the mimic is also grappled by it. Escape is DC 13. Ability checks made to escape this grapple have disadvantage. I feel like I was reading a D&D story
I don't
about
want to play anymore.
by reading that out aloud. So you mark your 9 damage, and you are now grappled by this pseudopod that's on death's door. Okay,
Can we get
That's
rid
me.
of that thing, please?
it is Bagarath.
That's Gerbil.
And the other mimic is still over in the forest.
Actually, no, wait.
Just having
He's
a
got the
sweet
haircut.
emotion. Sweet emotion. Staring off in the trees.
Put this thing to bed.
He at one
A
point.
cast. Moonbeam.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Here, I got a real actual photograph of Gerbil.
Oh man.
Yeah.
The skills.
Yeah, that's it right there, folks.
That's what I've been picturing every time. It's like you
Nice.
dug into my mind and extracted an image.
I am a professional Photoshopper. Graphic design is
You
my
can tell.
passion.
Starts its turn there. It's engulfed to a ghostly
I feel like
flame.
that's a plug for your YouTube channel as much as anything. It's like
Absolutely.
this is the quality editing. you're getting.
This is it. This is all y'all can expect. There's nothing more eyebrow than that.
So I'm assuming Bagarath that you custed Moonbeam to only get the two that are not the sweet emotion confused one that Luca's got in a psychedelic trip.
I mean, he's got to die one day.
Your call, dude. Do you want to get all three or just two?
Let him live his life, okay? Let him have his moment.
Okay, so you do not target him, you target the other two. Okay.
Correct.
Then we will let that sit as a silvery beam of pale light shines down, and they will have to contend with that on their next turn. Anything else from you, Bagarath?
No, just gonna continue my victory dance.
Nice.
That's it.
Luca. Luca.
Oh, me, Luca?
Luca,
Or a
Luca.
different Luca?
Yeah. Can we specify which Luca?
Was it me, Luca, or another Luca?
Luca 2.0.
Glenfield? Luca, the Glenfield Luca?
Mimic Luca.
All right, me, Luca, as a person, I will. Let's see. I always just like to look over my spells before I do the same thing every turn. I'll try to viciously mock the one I did last time, the one that's down, because he seemed especially sensitive. So I thought I'd go for him. So he's got to do another Wisdom save or take 6 psychic damage. And I'll say, Mimic, what were the monster namers off that day? Then, yeah, he'll pass his. It's too meta for him, so he passes his check and does not take the damage.
He keeps the tear at bay and it's like, I survived
Gary
high school.
Gygax was sick that day, was he?
Yeah.
They're like, what are you called? Beholder. What are you called? Mimic, because I copy things. Could be better, is all I'm saying.
That's fair. Come on, Wizards of the Coast.
Alright, my turn is over.
Okay. Rathaga. You are grappled by this creature.
Ugh.
It's making
still
sucking
attack it?
noises.
Ew. I don't like it.
I think when you're grappled, do you get? Is there disadvantage that happens? Let me look this up real quick. Your
I think
zero
as long as you're not.
speed is 0.
I don't think it. I think as long as you're not incapacitated as well, you're good to go. Because there are some grapple conditions that also incapacitate you, like when you're swallowed.
So if I can attack this thing that's grappled to me, that's what
You
I'm
can make
try to do.
one-handed attacks. So with a club,
I
that's
feel-
one-handed.
Okay. I was like, I
No,
feel
that's
like
when you
swings
are
the-
grappling, not when you are grappled.
Oh, good point.
Because you have to have one hand free to grapple.
I think either way, I'm going to swing this great club again and miss.
I mean, it's a great clip.
Bardic.
You can add your Bardic.
Bardic.
Up. All right, how do I do that?
Just roll 1d8. / roll space 1d8.
There you go. That's gonna hit.
Nice.
Let's go.
Thank you for the Bardic. Hate bludgeoning.
All right. How do you beat this thing off, or how do you kill this thing? I mean, what? It's late, guys.
I missed it. What happened?
I said, how do
Just a
you
bit of naughtiness.
how do you beat this thing off? I mean, how do you kill this thing?
I thought about letting it go. I really did. And I was like, I can't do that.
I don't feel comfortable describing it, but it happens.
I'm going to, as I lift the club above my head to deliver the final blow, I'm going to say, I wish you spoke Sylvan, and then I'm just going to slam the club down.
It dies in confusion.
It's like, what?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
It says, what did it goes, what did he say?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's how I'm going to beat that thing off.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
Cool. It is Gerbil's turn. Unless you choose to do anything else for Thaga.
Nope. That'll be it for me.
Okay.
I also would like to beat off the or beat the mimic. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
I'll shoot the mimic. I'll just shoot the mimic.
Okay. Sounds good. Hey, good damage.
Ew. Money shot at the mimic.
There you go.
I guess I'll do it again.
Do it again.
I haven't did it again.
That's gonna
That
hit.
counts, right?
That's gonna hit.
Baby boy,
Yeah, boy.
No, I'll do it again. 39. Okay. That.
going fast
Anything else?
and left, boy.
I'm just happy to be here.
Fast and left.
Shooting them mimics.
All right. This mimic is going to pseudopod Rathaga. It wants to get sticky up in here.
You want to get beat off too?
Yeah, we'll beat all of you if we're not careful.
Hell yeah! Does 18? Does 18 stick to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Barely,
So
but yeah.
you are going to take 5 damage, bludgeoning, and then you are grappled as it sticks in. All right, Bagarath.
Oh, boy.
So,
Oh, duh! I didn't do my moonbeam. I'm so sorry. Let me do that. It must make a con saving throw. 15. What's the save on that?
spell save is
13. Bummer. But then is that half damage? Oh. Well, you should have led with that. Oh, 15 was the disadvantage, my man. I'm sorry.
Lamau.
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 It should still take half damage, I think. Lamau. Agreed.
La meow.
Half as much damage on a successful. Roll your 2d10, my friend of Radiant. And I will
That's still pretty good,
retroactively
2d10.
burn
Halved.
this thing. So that's 7.
Nice.
Right. We'll take that off the top there. Sabine Wren from Clan Wren. Okay. I didn't do my moonbeam, so that was my moonbeam. The dazed mimic has not been out there doing nothing, so he's just going to hang out. Oh, you're going to great sword it? That's going to miss, my buddy, unless you have a bardic. Do you have another bardic?
I don't think I gave out anymore.
Bummer. All right, that's
I think I was being stingy.
Nothing from Bagarath, so Luca.
I'm gonna get really ballsy. I'm gonna run in. I'm gonna attack with my rapier.
Whoa.
It's my first melee attack I've ever done in my life.
Oh my gosh. What? Whoa. Oh my gosh.
History in the making.
Do a big stab.
It did not like that.
Like, I don't know what came over me.
About that.
I'm like the Dean now. I don't know what that was.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
Obama's scared of me.
Yeah, I immediately regret this, and I misty step 30 feet away.
I'm
with
sorry.
my bonus action. I'm like, why did I do this? Alright, and then I'll end my turn. I'm sorry. Was that 30 feet? Around 25.
Okay. Moving on to Rathaga. You are grappled.
Right, here we go again.
Sucking you.
I'm gonna beat this thing off.
Do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Every time.
It's gonna miss.
Oh no.
Mishandled.
Oh no. I'm gonna beat you off next time. Alright, well then that's all I can do. I'm just flailing my club at myself.
Oh, yeah. Alright.
Yeah. Gerbil, your turn.
Yeah.
My turn. What is Gerbil going to do? I feel like I was inspired by such a kingly attack. Well, the first half of that kingly attack. I kind of want to use my spear. I've got a two-handed spear. It's like a little backup thing I got going on. You probably wouldn't have noticed it.
We're all switching to melee.
It's only like double the size of my body, probably.
15.
Gerbil gets a running start.
That's gonna hit.
Yes. And in like a pathetic attempt to mimic Luca's genuinely cool stabbing moment, Gerbil flails awkwardly through the air with this giant spear, and 5 piercing damage. And then obviously immediately gets freaked out that he's so close to this thing. And
I think you get another.
I can't run away, right? I can only attack.
Yeah, so if you want to do another spear attack.
Well, you can run away. It just might get an attack of opportunity.
Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna.
But you are free to if you want to.
You know what? Actually, I think Gerbil's one of those like fight in the face of absolute terror, and but it's not pretty. It's just kind of dumb looking, you know. And I think I'm just gonna. Can I use a light bow that close, or is there like a disadvantage to doing that?
Do what now?
Is there a disadvantage to shooting super close?
So any ranged attack when there's someone within 5 feet of you is at disadvantage.
Okay,
So
I'll use my spear.
You'd have to use a melee weapon, or just go ahead and go for disadvantage. Either way.
Wham bam.
That's gonna hit.
Let's go.
Nice. You guys are beating that one up pretty good. Its turn is gonna. Are you gonna try to escape or just stay where you are, Gerbil?
No, I think I just froze in place.
Okay. This thing's gonna
Pretty
make a
standard Gerbil behavior.
con save. Is that a fail or a pass there, Bagarath?
Pass. I mean, fail. Fail.
Okay.
Fail.
So give me a full 2d10 roll. Okay.
Wow.
All right. It is very weak, and its weak self is just going to get one juicy bite, and it misses, even though it's fully attached to... Wait, I would get advantage on that, yeah? Right, PS Zombie? He's grappled his target. He's grappled Rathaga.
So grapple doesn't automatically give you advantage if it had like knocked him prone
Oh, yeah.
or something. I think because there's a feat that explicitly gives you grapple advantage, which makes me think you don't normally have it.
You have advantage on attack rolls against a creature you are grappling.
You do?
According to Grappler by the Roll20 Compendium.
Yeah, grappler's a feat.
Oh, it is a feat.
A rule.
Well, then never mind. You live to fight another day.
Best of luck to you, sir.
Good day to you,
I
son.
said good day. Bagarath, your move.
I said good day, daddy.
All right, that's going to hit. How are you going to finish this last mimic off? How are you going to beat it off?
Step one.
Wouldn't you like to die?
Mm.
And then I just kick it over.
Nice. It squeals in pain and perishes. All right, so you've effectively killed 3 of the 4, and this 4th one has just been chilling over in the side, like just having a full drug psychedelic experience. At one point, he thinks he sees Kurt Cobain and just all sorts of stuff. So he's really tripping out. So you're just gonna, what are you gonna do with him?
Well, I can only control him for a few more seconds. So one option is we just all surround it and attack all at once to get a nice head start on killing it. Or we could all just run away and hope by the time it wakes up we're gone.
Let's trip it.
It only holds for a minute, so we only have less than a minute left.
I would think a tree mimic is cock heavy.
Just knock him over.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could like tie it up or something.
Start a fire.
Chuck it in a fire.
Kill it with
You
fire.
could just throw it in fire.
Shoot her.
I don't know. What do you guys want to do?
I would like to.
Might be easiest just to kill it.
I think
I'm
I'd like to
thinking.
kill it. I
I
think
mean, we
should
could
start-
just leave it here or let it wander off into the trees.
Back
But
in its natural habitat. Be free, mimic. Live.
Live and take this lesson with you. Don't attack strangers in the dark forest.
Yeah, tell
mean,
your
if we
friends that we're here.
If we
Not
could
to mess
reasonably
with
get away
us.
with like running, I mean, I think that we just like sneak away and just let it wake
Yeah,
up
it's not
and
a bad
wander
idea.
off.
You did
Okay.
kill 3 of its compatriots, so I feel like
Alright.
it won't mess with you.
We're gonna kind of kick the corpses of its friends kind of over nearer to it so it gets good spooked when it wakes up, and then we're just all gonna
Oh
run.
no!
Can we
Good and spooked.
can we just do
You
a
just have the worst trip of your life, and you wake up and your friends are dead. You're like,
can that be like a web comic? Can we just have a whole web series of somebody who just writes the story of that mimic after the fact?
no.
Oh,
My best-
Why does this always
saddest little
happen to
story.
me?
Yeah.
He just becomes like the Batman of mimics. Like his parents were killed in an alleyway, and he just. I swear, destroy everyone who tries to invade the Dark Forest.
Where's Gerbil? Swear to me.
Dude, Gerbil would be a good Joker for.
Oh no!
Oh yeah. Oh
This
yeah.
whole spin-off campaign being birthed as we speak.
Luca would be
man.
good Two-Face. He's very charismatic.
Yeah,
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
Well,
Killer
Thog
Croc,
is-
obviously.
obviously, yeah.
Obviously, and then
Bad
Victor.
rappers.
I would say
Maybe
Victor
Mr.
Freeze.
Freeze.
Yeah, I was saying that
Yeah,
too.
Mr.
Hey,
Freeze,
we're on the
yeah.
same
Or even
wavelength.
Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's all coming together.
perfect.
Do it to it.
So the Gotham villains escape. You guys run into the rest of the forest. You get through the thickness of the dark forest, and you approach the inner hollow. The air is thicker here. The energy is dark. You feel dark arcane magic thick in this air. As soon as you exit kind of the tree line, there's not as many trees at all in this sort of like clearing. In the middle is this sort of dark tower. I would say it's only a couple stories tall, but it definitely draws the eye. And you can see out in front of it, there's some a large gathering of drow and a sort of communal gathering spot there in front of the tower. As soon as you exit the tree line, though, you're immediately noticed by the drow, who sort of line up creepily and walk with you and guide you to the tower. Now, the best way I can describe this is kind of Handmaid's Tale. You know how they're all like formally Lord of Dress, but acting really creepy, but they're like dressed real nice. Does that make sense? Like that kind of like marching is what the drow are doing. They look very presentable, like they're creepy looking, with their dark skin and reddish tinted eyes, but they have very nice dress and appearance and presence about them. So they sort of escort you immediately to the altar, and you see a very old looking lady. You can actually see her with her white hair and Caucasian skin, but you only see half of her face. As she turns around, you can see that the rest of it, almost like Two-Face, literally like we were talking earlier, is drow. It's dark skin, almost sort of has rotting flesh around it. Her eye pupil on that side of the face is red, and that side of the mouth is recessed in, and she looks at all of you, and you just all get filled with this tremendous sort of anxiety and fear, as you can tell that this is some being of immense dark energy. You also realize, for those of you that use magic and are kind of sensitive to the magical waves that somebody puts out, for is one way to put it, or sort of magical energy that comes off somebody, she's emulating with it crazy. So your sort of Richter scale of magic is going real crazy right now when you look at her. And she just turns so that you see both sides of her face. She kind of cocks her head at you and says, "Why have you visited my forest?" And that's where we will end our session.
It's spooky.
Hooray.
Bum, bum, bum. Well, folks, gents, ladies, and everyone that is watching either now or the after the fact, you've been watching IBSTPSNIC, and ladies and gentlemen, this will be closing us out. We are getting close to the finale of this campaign. We are going to be doing a finale hopefully next time we get together. I hope that's next week, guys. If that's all right, we can just go ahead and close this sucker out. If not, we will have the Unbeaten Path. I will coordinate with all of you all on that. But this has been fun, but be on the lookout. We're kind of closing in onto the final chapters of this series. So if we do not get everything covered in the next session for the finale, we will go 2 sessions, but we're getting kind of close to the end. So this is exciting, and also you don't want to miss it. So thank you, Piasami. Thank you, Climate Changer. Thank you, Leadbed. Thank you, Alex.
Yes.
For being here on this session for a session of I Built a Sandcastle this past summer. Now it's a campaign. And appreciate hanging with you guys. And I wish everybody a good Wednesday night. Talk to you later.
Good
Thanks,
night.
pal.
Bye. Toodles.
Bye.